What if I told you that 6 days from now, just 6 days, the federal government is going to flip a switch? And if you're not ready, it could cost you thousands of dollars straight out of your pocket. I'm not talking about some fine print buried in a contract nobody reads. I'm talking about a hard deadline, May 1st, 2026, that affects millions of Americans right now. Seniors, veterans, people on SSI and SSDI, low-income families, working Americans, people just like you. And here's what makes this even more alarming. Most people have no idea this deadline exists. I spent hours reading through the official IRS documentation, the Social Security Administration bulletins, and the Congressional Budget Office reports so that you don't have to. And what I found? I have to be honest with you. It kept me up at night. Because here's the reality. The government is not going to call you. They are not going to send you a friendly reminder text. When that May 1st clock runs out, the consequences kick in automatically. No grace period, no do-overs, no, I didn't know. So if you are watching this video right now, consider this your warning. Consider this your lifeline. Because what I'm about to share with you in the next few minutes could literally save you $1,000, $2,000, maybe even $5,000 or more. Stay with me. Do not click away. This is happening sooner than you think. Welcome back, everybody. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Hostname, and this is the place where we break down everything the government puts out in complicated, confusing language and translate it into plain English that actually makes sense for your life. Every single week, we cover Social Security, SSI, SSDI, SNAP, Medicare, veterans benefits, and tax policy. Because the people who depend on these programs deserve straight answers, not spin, not political games. Just the facts, clearly explained, with action steps you can actually use. We have helped hundreds of thousands of Americans understand their rights, protect their benefits, and avoid costly mistakes. And today's video is one of the most urgent we have ever made. Before we dive in, I want to ask you to do something for me right now. Drop your city and state in the comments below. It helps us understand exactly where our community is located, so we can give you the most relevant, localized information possible. We read every single comment. Your voice matters here. And if someone shared this video with you, or if the YouTube algorithm brought you here today, subscribe right now and hit that bell icon. Because the information we're covering today is time-sensitive, and you do not want to miss a single update. All right, let's get into it. Because the clock is ticking. Here's what you need to understand. May 1st, 2026 is the deadline to file your 2025 federal income tax return. If you requested an extension back in the earlier filing window that closed on April 15th. But wait, let me back up, because this affects people in two very different ways, and I want to make sure both groups understand what's at stake. Group 1. People who requested a tax extension. If you filed for an extension in April, the IRS gave you extra time to submit your full return. That extended deadline? May 1st, 2026. Miss it, and you are immediately subject to failure to file penalties that start at 5% of your unpaid taxes per month, up to a maximum of 25%. And that's on top of interest that begins accruing daily from the original April deadline. Let that sink in. If you owe just $5,000 in taxes, a single month's penalty could be $250. 2 months, $500. Miss the whole thing? You could be looking at $1,250 in penalties alone, before interest. Group 2. People who haven't filed at all. And this is where it gets really serious. If you have not filed your 2025 taxes yet and you did not request an extension, you are already in penalty territory. But here's the critical thing. The sooner you file, even now, the sooner those penalties stop growing. Every single day you wait makes it worse. And for people receiving Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or veterans benefits, there is an additional layer here that most people are completely missing. Your benefit income, your Medicare premiums, your eligibility for certain tax credits, all of it is tied to what you report on your tax return. Getting this wrong or filing late can trigger adjustments to your benefits that ripple forward for an entire year. Here's a number that will shock you. According to IRS data, over 20 million Americans file for extensions every year, Of those, a significant portion missed the extended deadline, and the IRS collected over $1.8 billion in late filing penalties in a recent reporting year alone. That money comes directly out of the pockets of everyday Americans, people who work hard, people who are already struggling, people who just didn't know. Now let's talk about state-specific impacts, because depending on where you live, this gets even more complicated. In California, state income taxes are filed separately from federal returns, and the California Franchise Tax Board has its own penalty structure. If you owe state taxes and miss the deadline, you're hit with a 5% immediate penalty plus an additional 0.5% per month. In Texas, there's no state income tax, but residents still face federal filing requirements, and many Texans receive benefit income that affects their federal return in ways they don't realize. In Florida, a large population of retirees and seniors may be unaware that certain Social Security benefits are taxable at the federal level once income crosses key thresholds. In New York, high earners and even middle-income retirees are facing a double hit, both state and city taxes with their own deadlines and penalties. Regardless of your state, the May 1st federal deadline applies to you if you filed an extension. Full stop. Now let's be very specific. Who exactly does this May 1st deadline affect? SSI recipients. If you receive supplemental security income, you may think, I don't earn enough to owe taxes, so this doesn't apply to me. But here's the thing. If you had any additional income in 2025 beyond your SSI payments, a part-time job, freelance work, a small pension, even certain gifts, you may still have a filing requirement. And if you're eligible for the Earned Income Tax Credit or the Child Tax Credit, filing is how you claim that money. Not filing means leaving that refund uncollected. SSDI recipients. Social Security disability. Insurance recipients need to pay close attention. If your combined income, including your SSDI payments, exceeded $25,000 as an individual or $32,000 as a married couple, up to 85% of your SSDI benefit may be subject to federal income tax. If you haven't accounted for this, you could owe more than you think. Veterans. VA disability compensation is generally not taxable, but military retirement pay is. If you receive both, your tax situation is more complex than most. Veterans who also worked part-time, received severance, or collected any non-VA income need to make sure their 2025 return is filed accurately and on time. Seniors on Medicare. Here's something most people don't realize. Your Medicare. Part B and Part D premiums are calculated based on your income from 2 years prior. That means what you report on your 2025 tax return directly affects your 2027 Medicare premiums. Getting it wrong, or not filing at all, can result in the income-related monthly adjustment amount, IRMAA, kicking in, which could add hundreds of dollars per month to your Medicare costs. Low-income families. If you qualify for the Earned Income Tax Credit in 2025, and millions of families do, the only way to receive it is to file a return. The maximum EITC for a family with 3 or more children is over $7,800. That's money the government owes you. But if you don't file, you don't collect. Period. Working Americans. Anyone who received a W-2 or 1099, had investment income, collected unemployment, or worked gig economy jobs in 2025 has a filing obligation. If you requested an extension, May 1st is your final call. Now, you might be asking, why is this deadline so firm? Why doesn't the IRS show more flexibility? Here's what you need to understand about how the IRS operates. The agency has been under enormous pressure in recent years. Staffing shortages, budget debates in Congress, and a massive backlog of unprocessed returns have all taken a toll. The IRS is now leaning harder into automated enforcement. That means penalties are being triggered faster, with less human review than ever before. Additionally, Congress has been actively debating changes to tax policy throughout 2025 and into 2026. While specific legislative outcomes are still unfolding, the underlying message from both sides has been the same. The government needs revenue, and the fastest way to collect it is through strict enforcement of existing deadlines and penalties. There's also a broader policy issue at play. As the federal government navigates spending pressures, including discussions around Social Security solvency, Medicaid funding, and defense budgets, tax compliance has become a top priority. The IRS has publicly stated its intent to increase enforcement actions, particularly targeting unfiled and late-filed returns. This is not about punishing you, but the system is not designed to be forgiving, and the best way to protect yourself is to act now, before the window closes entirely. All right, here is your step-by-step action plan. Write this down, screenshot it, share it with someone you love. Step 1. Determine your filing status immediately. Log into the IRS website at irs.gov and check your account. Did you file for an extension? Do you have a balance due? Is there a notice waiting for you? You need to know exactly where you stand before you do anything else. This takes less than 10 minutes and it is completely free. Step 2. Gather your 2025 income documents. You need every W-2, every 1099, your SSA 1099, which shows your Social Security benefits for the year, any 1099-R for retirement distributions, and documentation of any other income. If you're missing documents, contact your employer, the SSA, or your financial institution immediately. Do not wait. Step 3. Use free filing resources. If your income is under $84,000, you qualify for IRS Free File, a program that lets you prepare and submit your federal return at absolutely no cost. AARP also offers TaxAid, a free tax preparation service specifically designed for seniors and low-income filers. There is no reason to pay hundreds of dollars for tax prep if you qualify for these programs. Step 4. If you owe money, file. Anyway, this is critical. A lot of people think, if I can't pay, I shouldn't file. That is the exact opposite of the truth. Filing without paying results in a 0.5% monthly penalty on what you owe. Not filing at all results in a 5% monthly penalty. Filing, even if you can't pay in full, immediately reduces your penalty exposure by 90%. You can then set up a payment plan with the IRS directly through irs.gov. Step 5. Check your state deadline. Remember, your federal extension deadline is May 1st, but your state deadline may be different. Go to your state's Department of Revenue website and confirm the exact deadline for your state return. California, New York, Illinois, and several other states have their own extension timelines. Step 6. Document everything and confirm receipt. Once you file, whether electronically or by mail, save your confirmation. If you file electronically, save the confirmation number. If you mail your return, use certified mail with return receipt so you have proof of the date it was sent. This one step has saved countless people from disputes with the IRS. Listen, I know that for a lot of you watching right now, this is stressful. Maybe you've been putting this off because life got in the way. Maybe you're dealing with a health issue or a family situation, or you're just overwhelmed by all the paperwork and confusing language that comes with tax season. I want you to hear me when I say this. You are not alone. Tens of millions of Americans are in the exact same situation right now. The system is complicated by design, and it is not your fault that it's hard to navigate. But here's what I also know. You showed up today. You clicked on this video. You're getting the information you need, and that means you still have time to protect yourself, your family, and your financial future. You have 6 days. That is enough. Take it one step at a time. Start with step 1 from our action plan. Just one step today changes everything. We are in this together. That's what this community is all about. All right, let's bring it home. Here is your key takeaway from today's video. May 1st, 2026 is the extended tax filing deadline for millions of Americans. Missing it means automatic penalties that can cost you thousands of dollars. Whether you're on SSI, SSDI, receiving veterans benefits, retired on Medicare, or simply a working American, this deadline affects you. The steps are clear. Check your IRS account, gather your documents, use free filing resources, file even if you can't pay in full, confirm your state deadline, and document everything. Do not let the government take money out of your pocket because of a missed deadline. You have the power to act right now. If this video helped you today, and I believe it did, please smash that like button right now. It takes 1 second and it helps us reach more people who need this information just as much as you did. Subscribe to this channel and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Because we post new benefit and tax information every week, and with everything changing in Washington right now, you need to stay informed. And before you go, drop your city and state in the comments below. Tell us if you've already filed, if you're planning to, or if you have questions. We read every single comment and we want to hear from you. Coming up next on the channel, Social Security just announced this, and it changes everything for 2026 recipients. You do not want to miss it. Until then, stay informed, stay protected, and we will see you in the next one.